lovely people. Thank you for watching my video. My name is Brou. I am a health and nutrition coach and a diabetes practitioner in Hale near Manchester, and I post these videos to help to motivate you to be as healthy as you can be. And today I want to talk about a vitamin which some people also describe as a hormone. And it's super vital for your health, but it's actually not easy to not be deficient in it. So I want to just share a few ideas on how you can keep topped up with it. And the vitamin or hormone, if you like, I'm talking about is vitamin D or hormone D. I don't think it's called that. The reason why it's also called a hormone is because it's involved in signaling in the body to start processes. But whatever you call it, you need it. And I'm going to talk about what it does in the body, how we actually get it, and why so many people are deficient. And it does have a big impact, in particular on your immune system. And I'll give you some practical tips on how you can make sure that you get enough. So vitamin D is often called the sunshine vitamin, and that is because the main source for it is sunlight. And it plays a huge role in keeping us in good shape, because it supports strong bones and teeth by helping us to absorb calcium. It boosts your immune system, helps you to fight infections. It also contributes to muscle strength and muscle function. It will support your mood, your mental health. Low vitamin D has definitely been linked with seasonal depression, because especially in the winter months our vitamin D levels reduce. And vitamin D also helps to regulate inflammation and hormone balance. So you can see why it's so important. It's not just about bones. That's what a lot of people think, that it's good for your bones, but it has an impact on almost every system in your body. So how do we get it then? Like I said, sunlight is the biggest source actually. When UVB rays from the sun hit your skin, your body makes vitamin D, and that's the most effective way to get it. You can also get it from the diet. Some foods are relatively high in vitamin D. We're talking oily fish like mackerel, salmon, sardines, also egg yolks, a good source of vitamin D. Mushrooms contain vitamin D. But honestly, diet alone usually doesn't give us enough. So sunlight is our main source for it. Now, here in the UK and also in loads of other countries, we don't really get enough sun for large parts of the year. And from about October to March, the sun isn't strong enough for our skin to produce the vitamin D. And even in the summer, we make it difficult for our skin to produce vitamin D, because we spend more time indoors compared to a long time ago. We tend to slap on sunscreen, which also will stop the process of producing vitamin D. And we cover up with clothing, and that can also reduce how much vitamin D we produce. So deficiency is common, and when you're low in vitamin D, it can make you feel tired. You can have low moods, you can have muscle weakness, you can get ill a lot because your immune system isn't working properly, and in the long term you can even get these bone problems. So here's what you can do. Make the most of the summer, and that's why I wanted to do this video now, because you know we've got a few weeks left here. We're in the middle of August now, and your body will actually store vitamin D in your body fat and in your liver. So getting enough sun exposure in the summer will help you through the dark months of winter. Aim for 10 to 20 minutes of sun, depending on your skin color, on your face, on your arms, on your legs. So expose as much skin as possible a couple of times a week without sunscreen, obviously without burning as well. So make sure you cover up before you get to that stage. Then of course eat vitamin D rich foods like the ones I've mentioned before, the eggs, mushrooms, oily fish twice a week if you can. Now, I'm not a massive fan of supplements. I think it's great if you don't need them, but like I said before, it's not that easy to get enough vitamin D without supplements, especially at the end of the winter months when you've probably run out of your stored vitamin D. So a supplement, I think, is not a bad idea, especially in the winter. So yeah, maybe get some advice on which one and how much. I think Public Health England recommends a daily supplement of 400 international units, but I take way more than that. But I don't want to sort of tell you what to do. You need to maybe get some advice on that. I use the Better You vitamin D with added vitamin K spray. So it's an oral spray that I spray in my mouth. Don't tend to use it in the summer, but just in the winter. Then, of course, yeah, lifestyle-wise, just spend a lot of time outdoors. I know it's not easy, especially when it's like really hot as it has been in recent weeks, but do try to be out in those hours between 11 and 3. So how you won't be able to produce vitamin D if you go out 9 o'clock in the morning, because then you don't get the UVB rays that you need to do that. And I think there is a bit of a trick to see whether the time of the day is right for producing vitamin D, and it's if your body's shadow is shorter than your actual body, then you will produce vitamin D. But once it gets longer, as the sun goes down, then you won't. But actually, I tried this out this week, and it's not that easy to tell whether your shadow is shorter or longer than your actual body. Yeah, so I don't know, especially if your sense of space is not great like mine. But it's roughly between 11 and 3. So vitamin D, yeah, you might not think it's that relevant, but the impact is huge, and I would make sure that your levels are top, because it strengthens your bones, it boosts your immune system, your mental health, and it just supports your overall health. And make the most of the summer, the sunshine, the daylight, and eat the foods that top you up, and consider a supplement in the winter months. I hope you find this useful. If you did, then give me the thumbs up, or maybe even subscribe to my channel. That'd be very, very exciting. And don't forget to set yourself one little goal this week around your health, because if you do that every week, you're going to be so successful without it being stressful or difficult. Just one little thing that you're going to do this week. And if you think about that one little thing once a week, the thing that you think you should be doing, that gives you great focus on your health. You will always be in tune with what you're doing well and what you maybe can do better, and then set yourself a little actionable goal around it. Just a small thing, because you don't want it to feel difficult, because then you might end up not doing it. So make it really easy. What is this one easy thing that you can do to be better? And then write it down. If you write it down, you're going to be even more likely to do it, and just crack on with it. After 1 week, ask yourself, how did that go? Did I do it? If so, then pat yourself on the back, do a little victory dance, maybe reward yourself. And if you didn't do it, don't beat yourself up. Just ask yourself, why did I not do it? Was it something that I could have done differently that would have helped me, or was it something out of my control, in which case you just jog on and try something different. But the great thing about this is that you're going to always be in action mode. You're always proactive, doing something, and you're going to gradually see more and more results. And some of these things that you set yourself to do for 1 week, you might carry on for another week, and then you might do it for another week, and before you know it, that's become a new habit and you're used to doing it. And that's how you create consistency, and ultimately that's what's going to keep you successful. I'm sure we can all achieve crazy things in short period of time, but to actually maintain the results, that is the big challenge, and for that you need consistency. So that was it on the health front. If you've watched my videos before, you know that I also share things that I've been up to with regards to crafting. There's a few things I'm interested in, a little bit of drawing, a lot of knitting, a little bit of crocheting. And so this is where I'm going to share about that. If you're not interested, obviously, hang up now, and thank you so much for watching, and I'll hopefully see you again next week. Or you can skip forward to the end of the video where I just add a little bit of footage of the stuff that I've been up to this week. And whatever you choose to do, thank you so much for watching. So if you're still here, then you want to hear about my crafting, and it's been mostly knitting and a little bit of drawing. Start with the drawing. Yeah, I found that I probably enjoy drawing animals the most. I did try a couple of weeks ago to draw a mushroom, and found that actually quite challenging. And I find animals a little bit easier. So this is just a common bird. It's I can't even think about it now. House sparrow, that's what it is, sparrow. And I've just used pencils, just normal pencils, Castelfarber, soft, I think it's called soft touch pencils. And I do use an outline, and my goal, my aim for the next few months is to try and draw a little bit more just freehand. But I do really enjoy the colouring, and I'm not trying to sell my art or win prizes at all, just literally do it for fun. So funny enough, going back to what I said earlier, the little piece of wood that the bird's sitting on, I found way more challenging than the actual bird, which seems a bit odd, but yeah, still pleased with it. And I use these little drawings to stick on cards that I send to people, so I don't keep them all. It's just, I just like the doing it. Definitely what you call, in knitting, you are a process knitter or a project knitter. I haven't heard that term used with drawing and colouring, but I think for me that's definitely about the process and not about the project. And that's maybe because I know that the end result is not exactly professional standard, but who cares? I enjoy it, and I'll continue to do that. Knitting wise, I have, so I'm doing the knit along with Yvonne from Knitting Inden. I'll leave the link below this video, for the Vertices United, which is a Stephen West shawl, and it's a shawl that I already have one and I really love it. Doing different colours now, and I've finished section 1, which is actually quite a big section, and it always, I can remember that from the last time I made it, it does actually take longer than you think it does. And so now I'm ready to pick up the stitches for section 2. So Stephen West shows a great sort of diagram of where the pieces go, and thank goodness for that, because at some point knitting this, he suggested to put a stitch marker to remind you later where you start picking up the stitches. But as far as I can see from the diagram, where I've put the stitch marker, the stitches are being picked up on the other side of that piece. So you use that row to indicate where you start picking up, but not that side, I think, because I think it will go on the other side from there to there. But I will check the pattern one more time to make sure that I got that right, because yeah, that is easy thing to do wrong. Pick up the stitches on the wrong side, start knitting, and then realise that it's all wrong. So I will double check that. Unless you've already spotted that that's correct, then you can put it in the comments, and then I'll just do it. So super happy with that. And then I've been, I keep forgetting when I buy yarn and I do a project, I keep forgetting that you actually also have to, if you buy the hand-dyed skeins, that you actually have to wind it up into a cake or a ball. I prefer a ball because with the cakes, in the cakes you can knit from the inside or the outside, but I find especially towards the end, the whole inside comes out and then I've got bits of thread everywhere. So I just like to do it tightly by hand, but I do use a, what do you call it? An umbrella. It's not an umbrella, obviously, where you, maybe I can show you if I turn the camera, because I've got it up there. One of those that you can string the skein on and turn it around. Actually, I've got some footage after this video where I show how I wind it up. And I actually found that putting the, I'm sure it's not called an umbrella. What is it called again? It will come to me when I finish this video. If I put it sideways, I actually prefer it rather than having it upright and go like that. I prefer to have it going like that. I find it, you don't have to wind the yarn around it to keep it going. Right, so I've been doing that, and I have frogged the vest top that I started, where I wasn't happy with the hem. It was all a bit loose and a bit messy, and then I got a really good tip from a viewer, I think it was Wilma, and she suggested the crochet cast on, and it's so much better. So that's now my new favourite cast on. So the suggested cast on was a long tail cast on, where you just measure out a piece of yarn long enough to do the cast on, and then you just cast it on with the yarn rolled around your finger and your thumb. But it was very loose, it was very messy, and I didn't like it. So I frogged it and did it again, and I'm really, really, really happy with the way it looks. It's so much neater, and you get this really nice edge, which is the crochet edge at the bottom. So it's nice and tight, and I don't think it sort of made any difference to how stretchy it is. I think in this pattern, the hem is supposed to not be tight and fitted. It's supposed to be fairly loose. So I think that still works. And then I started on the collar work, and yeah, a lot of people, this is really probably after the little socks I did, my first collar work project. And you often hear people say how addictive it is, and I must agree, it is. When I first started it, I thought I mentioned that in my previous video as well, that the floats were too long, and I didn't like that. So the floats are the bits inside, because you alternate the colours, and then so one bit sort of stays sort of hanging, and you need to sort of make sure that the tension of that is okay, that it's not too loose, that it's not too tight. So every now and then I tug it a little bit. But the first time around I did it, I read somewhere that if the float is no more than 5 stitches, you can just leave it and you don't need to catch it. So by catching, what they mean is that you catch it under the other thread, so it's tucked in. So you need to then put the other thread over it and then pick the thread up again to continue knitting, and then it's tucked in. And that's what I've decided to do more often after I frogged it, because I think it just looks tighter when the floats are not too long. I've also realised how much thicker it makes the material when you use 2 threads, because yeah, it's basically like holding the yarn double. I think it becomes much thicker. But very happy with the collar work, and I am using a little. Again, I should have looked up what that's actually called. I think it's called a, no, I'm not sure what it's called, but it looks like this. It's not very pretty looking. You can buy silver ones or metal ones. It's like a ring, and it keeps the 2 colours that you're working with separated, which makes it so much quicker and easier. When I first started doing this, I didn't use that, and I was constantly untangling the yarn. And so with this, you just basically put your finger through it, and then you've got these 2 threads. So I just take my needle stoppers, my drama llamas off there, and then you can literally pick them up which one you want. And of course you've got to be making sure that you go under or over depending on how you want the floats to cross over. But I've sort of learned that by just trying this. I didn't really look that up. I did see a video where somebody used one of these, I think they're called yarn thimbles maybe, I'm not sure, knitting thimbles. I might now invest in a better looking one, like a silver one or more of a metal one. A Norwegian thimble, I think it's sometimes called as well, or technically I don't think this one is. That the Norwegian one is metal spiral with 2 little loops on either end that also just does the same and keeps the 2 threads separated. Now this one, technically you can put a few more threads in, but I can't really see myself picking up a project where I'm going to alternate 4 types of yarn. I'm already getting a little bit stressed with constantly having 2 balls of yarn and constantly having to reorganize them a little bit around me. I'm actually really looking forward to a project where I've only got one thread of yarn and just enjoy knitting with that. But like I said, I'm really enjoying this, and I'm really pleased with the way it looks. I'm really happy with the colours. I think they will suit me. So yeah, this is going to be a sleeveless vest. Then I haven't started this, but I just realised that I had this project lying around ready to go, but never started it. And then that was last year, and then summer came, and it just didn't seem the right time, because it's like it's a petite knit pattern for a clutch. I love that word, clutch, which is like a bag that you hold without straps, and it's made out of teddy, that sort of teddy yarn, so it looks very like fluffy like that. I think we've got some other pictures here as well. That and like that. There's a big one and a small one. I can't remember where for what size I bought the stuff, but yeah, I got it all. It's done with Seda Snuggly Bunny is called, and it is very snuggly, and I think yeah, it will look pretty much like, well, maybe not when I make it, but the colour looks and the material looks definitely like so this is what it looks like, the yarn, and that's how you get that fluffy teddy like look. And then I bought it with the clutch, so that's just a metal handle. So my feeling is that this is the smaller one, yeah, which is good because I'm going to be carrying around a massive clutch. So I've got it all, and then you need to line it as well. So there's a little bit of sewing involved. Let's see if I can find a picture of the lining. Oh yeah, here it is. So you line the whole project. That might be a bit of a challenge, but I'm up for that. So that was my crafting. Thank you for watching. I will add a little bit of photo and video footage of this week at the end of this video. I hope you have a wonderful week. Enjoy these last weeks of summer, and I hope to see you again next week. Love you lots. Bye.